welcome to fabulous Las Vegas. Qualifying underway for the Arc Music Xfinity Series, part of the Sidewinder Racing Leagues. Check them all out at discord.gg/Sidewinder. We welcome everybody into our community. See Ian Macho's headed out there in the one car for his qualifying attempt. Quite a few cars on track. Should be a good night tonight. Jake Lawrence coming out of 4 already. Let's go on board the Power Rangers machine. Take a ride around Las Vegas for a lap. Into turn 1, running it up high. So you get a little loose, back in, sliding out a little bit. Exited 2 off the top side, getting a good run down the backstretch into 3 and 4 we go. Sure he'll run it up the track a little bit. Hear it loose. There it goes. Got it out of shape, and that's going to kill both his laps. Lose that time coming out of 4. Not a good time to lose power and speed. Jake Lawrence first one across the stripe, so he will sit at the top of the charts until we start to get more people in. Ian Montrose in the one car. We'll jump to the top of the charts by almost a half second. Brantley Bryant goes P2. And Casey Graves to the top of the charts. 30.60. One of our playoff contenders. Top of the board. 3 minutes to go in qualifying. Brad Wilson clocks in 4th. Travis Martin, the Ghost Man, takes that Hot Wheels Ford up to the top. Great effort there out of the 63 team. Coming right into your living room down the backstretch. Ian Montrose, lap 2, goes to the top of the board. Casey Graves, lap 2, goes to the top of the board. See if they get knocked down. Daniel Wallen goes to 6th. Casey Graves, your current pole sitter. Garrett Wolfenbarger, 32 car. That dang 32 car for Shenandoah Shine goes to the top. And then teammate Brad Wilson in his Chevrolet this week, as he's been dropped by Ford, has switched over to Team Chevy and goes to the top of the board in that 51. Nice effort there. Jeff Price sits in 9th. He'll move up to 5th after that lap. Lucas out on track. And the old Chili's Ride the Dente Toyota. Been Ride the Dente week here in SRL. Lucas, top of the charts on that second lap, rides the Dente to the pole. All the way to the top of the board for the number 97 Toyota. Lucas got dropped by Chevrolet. Toyota's picked him up this week. A lot of manufacturer changes this week to talk about. Kenny Frisbee, typically for Team Toyota, he's been switched into a Ford this week. A Ford for the Kenny Frisbee machine. Hayden Law goes P4 on his second lap. One of our pole contenders. See what lap Frisbee puts in here, and then we'll switch to Giglio. Oh, Frisbee's going to slide the back end out, and that's going to kill his lap. So Frisbee will stay 13th. Here's Blake Giglio in the blue low drag car. A whole lot of blue on it for the playoffs. Good looking machine. Across the stripe for Giglio. He gets him on his first timed lap. Also on the first time lap is the Amtrak colors for Matt Benke. Ethan Evers in the 8 cars headed out. Dalton Hayes in the 47. Amtrak car, 54 seconds left on the clock. Should be able to get both laps in as he brings it out of turn 4. Back to the line. 30.868. Puts him up to Blake up to 11th. Matt Benke goes 12th. Both of them on their first lap. Lap number 2, usually where the speed is. Blake got very close to that wall. Matt Benke did hit the wall, so Matt Benke's lap is done. Blake Giglio still in it for the pole here. Needs to pick up a half second on lap number 2. Out of turn number 4. Did he do it? Back to the start-finish line for the Giglio machine. 30.348 registers, and that'll put him around 6th. All the way down to 8th. Well, there you go. Blake Giglio completes his qualifying. Ethan Evers, Dalton Hayes still on track. Don't know if either of them are making it back to the start-finish line. I don't think they will. Qualifying ending before Dalton Hayes can get back to the line. 17 cars put a lap in. 24 cars here tonight. Lucas Weissman is your pole sitter for tonight's race here at Las Vegas. See if we can track down the pole sitter.
Hello.
A few words. Travis just saying hello.
Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Las Vegas. We got 120 laps. Halfway is going to be at the end of lap 60. Y'all got 5 total sets.
Hi, Lucas.
Hello.
We got the pole here for Las Vegas. 120 laps. The tires burn off here. The car's loose as heck for a few laps. How do you think it's going to be out there?
Oh, I think it's going to be a really good race. Tires seem to matter quite a bit. They're getting really hot. You got to conserve them, but at the same time, if you don't conserve them, you could drive out really far because there's a lot of distance there. So it's going to be interesting to see what everybody decides to do, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, we rode the Dentes all the way to the pole here in Las Vegas. How do we feel about trying to be there in 120 laps time? You think you got something to win with?
I'd like to think so. I think qualifying speed's going to transfer pretty well, but there's a lot of strong cars behind me, so it's going to be tough.
Damn. Well, good luck to you, sir. We'll see if we aren't talking to you at the end of the race.
Thank you.
Lucas Weiss from the 97, starting it on the pole. We're waiting for a few more cars to get their ass on the racetrack, but we're going to start our starting lineups anyway, so if you ain't there, you ain't there. Lucas Weiss on pole for our Wannagoon starting lineup in the number 97 Ride the Dente Toyota. Brad Wilson starts second in his Chevrolet this week. Garrett Wolfenbarger has the Shenandoah Shine Chevy in third. Hayden Lowell, the Napa Chevy, starts in the fourth spot. Casey Graves in the True Speed Toyota. He'll roll off in fifth. Ian Montrose C2X Chevrolet in sixth. Jeff Price in the Back Channel Productions Chevrolet starts seventh. Blake Giglio Low Drag Esports Chevrolet starts in the eighth spot. Brantley Bryant has the K Designs Toyota starting in ninth. Cliff Mullins AC Racing Graphics Chevrolet in 10th. Travis Martin the Ghostman Hot Wheels Ford starts in the 11th spot. Ethan Evers in the Evers Fever Podcast Chevrolet starts in 12th. Matt Benke Amtrak Chevrolet starts in the 13th spot. Dalton Hayes in the Suave Chevrolet starts in 14th. Daniel Wallen in the CTC Chevrolet starts 15th. Jake Lawrence, the 1010s Power Rangers Toyota, starts 16th. Kenny Frisbee and the Hertco Ford starts in the 17th spot. Nick Cooper in the Ford starts in the 18th spot. Jay Munch in the Traveler Whiskey Chevy starts 19th. And Ryan File Shenandoah Shine Ford in 20th. Dave Hoyts by the 712 Brake Chevrolet starts in 21st. Scott Elston has the Subway Toyota starting 22nd. Jeremy Scherer has this Neon Museum in Las Vegas Ford starting in 22nd. And I don't see Dakota Lee out there, so I think we got 23 cars here tonight. Field is rolling behind Lucas Hoytsman, the 97. So we get ready for 120 laps here at Las Vegas. Once again, thanks to Wannagoons for our starting lineups. Appreciate them coming on board all season long. We got 120 laps. Let's look at our quick race analysis. I forgot to ask what the fuel window is, but if I had to guess, it'd be in the 30s. Let's ask. Luke.
Yo.
What are we looking at for fuel? About 30 something?
Yeah, it looks like 31.
All right, appreciate it.
Yep.
There you go, 30-ish. 30-ish. Put that on the board. Fuel window, we'll say it's 29 to 33. It's a good thing to do. There we go. 120 laps tonight. Nice and dark. Sim time is 10 p.m. Late race here in Vegas, but you know how Vegas is. Track temp 78, nice and cool. A low wind speed of 2 miles an hour. Should be about that same speed all through the night. And the fuel window about 29 to 33. As we get set to race here in Sin City. Ford Mustang peels off the racetrack. Lucas Weissman going to lead us to the green. And there we go. Green flag is out. Field races off towards turn number 1. And it looks like Lucas has cleared the field. Garrett Wolfenbarger battled for second with teammate Brad Wilson. Wilson was slow to get that car out on the racetrack and slow to get the car up to speed as his teammate. Wolfenbarger gets up to the wall and takes second spot away. Now Hayden Lowell looks to the inside of Brad Wilson. Go through turn 3. Brad Wilson could go from second to fourth off the start of this race, although it looks like the outside is going to work for him out of 4. Oh, contact into the 52. Brantley Bryant going through the grass. Hangs onto the race car. Nice save by Bryant. But Jeff Price, I believe, was the contact. Bryant goes for a ride. And he battles with Cliff Mullins back in 11th. Lucas jumped out on Brad Wilson and Wolfenbarger, Law, Graves, and Montrose, Giglio, Price, Martin. Cliff Mullins into the top 10. Kenny Frisbee 11th. Brantley Bryant back at 12th. Dalton Hayes, Jake Lawrence, Ethan Evers. And then Jay Munch, Dave Hoytsman, Nick Cooper, Ryan File, Matt Benke, Jeremy Scherer, Daniel Wallen, and Scott Elston after the initial start. 3 laps in, that's how they all shake out. Casey Graves applying pressure to Hayden Lowell for the 4th spot. Chevy versus Toyota battle. See a little further back, that looks like Cliff Mullins battling Dalton Hayes. Teammates for the 11th spot. Dalton going to use that high line. Jeff Price, Travis Martin battling as well. And we get our first caution early. Looks like the Amtrak car has heavy back end damage. Let's see what happened to Matt Benke in the 35. Gets the car righted and back into contention here.
Can confirm Daniel has taken accountability for that one.
See, Matt has that
He's fucking lying.
damage already. Matt loses the back end, gets to the outside of Matt Benke. They make contact, and then Matt Benke loses it trying to hang on to it. Does a great job not running into Scott Elston. And around goes to 35. I wonder how he got so much damage, because that must have happened well in advance of this. Matt struggling both times out of turn 4 there. Could be because of that damage.
There was contact.
He got it on the start here.
And it wasn't 23, correct?
That would be correct.
It's on you, Daniel.
Just because there's
like he got
contact.
loose in the corner. I mean, in the center of the corner.
Let's see where this damage
I'm
comes
not sure
from.
what you're talking about.
I'm sure
It's
fucking
already
flew the
beat.
farm net for an hour.
Did he get it off the pit lane? That's okay there.
Wow.
Kenny Frisbee behind him. Let's see if we can see where the
Now
contact
you
comes
really
in.
are at fault.
Right there. Big checkup on the inside line before the start.
I wanted them bonus points, damn it.
Several cars bounces off one another. Hayden stays out.
We
Leads that
have the
lap.
same solid.
Casey Graves wanted the bonus points, but Hayden stayed out. Everyone else coming down probably taking fuel. I believe it's way too early for tires at lap 6. But it looks like just about everybody else on the pit lane. Only 2 cars stay out. Hayden Long, Casey Graves. Fuel only for Lucas Weissman as predicted. Looking down the field, looks like fuel for everybody. You may see some damage repair for some of those cars that got damaged early. Kenny Frisbee, one of those. Matt Benke did not fix up that race car. He still has the back end damage from the start of the race. That could be affecting his handling. Nick Cooper, 17 seconds and down and away. Scott Elston, 16. Kenny Frisbee took 30 seconds to fix up the nose of that car and probably a little bit of the tail as well. Dave Hoytsma, 37 seconds on the pit lane to fix up his damage. Looks like everyone's now fixed up. Nobody took a fast repair off that initial start. Beating and banging. See if we can go back and look at that again. There was a lot of contact to start the race. It's showing me practice for some reason. I don't get to see the start of the race like I want. I'm sure they got a contact out of that.
Casey, I think I'm going to be taking the right lane here.
Confirmed. Garrett Wolfenbarger said he does not know if there is a Chili's near him. We must wreck him. Make him go Chili's.
That's
There's
crazy.
not a Chili's within the next, within 45 minutes of me.
That's crazy.
Boo-hoo, you got a car.
Right?
I'm not driving that long to eat some shitty-ass Chili's.
Wow.
Hey! Hey, don't you talk
Them's
about
fighting
Chili's
words.
like that.
And here we go.
I'm gonna kick your ass off the side. Make you go low drag.
Right there. Martin backed up a little bit. Benke braked. Kenny Frisbee got into him. J Much got in the back of him.
Chili's. I am 7.9 miles.
Cheers, everybody.
Well, when I lived in Virginia, I lived like less than 2 miles away from one.
I don't even think I have a Chili's. Someone from New York, correct me.
Ride the dance.
6 miles. Lucas, do you have any by you? I know you're not that far from me.
I gotta go to Carolina.
I gotta find
I
out now.
like that blue Blake.
I gotta find out. My Chili's is 4 miles away from you.
Show up. Mine's like a half a mile.
Green flag back out in the air as we go through Chili's is closest. Hayden Lawler's your leader. Casey Graves second. Those 2 cars stayed out on the caution flag here, trying to get a lap lead. Hayden did it. Casey Graves did not. Now a bunch of cars took fuel behind them. Don't think anybody took tires, unless Nick Cooper accidentally did at 17 seconds, but I think his was damage. Wolfenbarger trying to take second on the outside of Casey Graves and does so. Carson's Chili's is 170 miles away. For anyone keeping track, Carson Bechtel's closest Chili's is 170 miles away.
I feel that.
That's crazy.
Couldn't get that on the SRL stat board.
Hey, tell him to DoorDash it.
Oh, contact. Dalton Hayes got out of shape there.
KW thing.
Let's see what happened to Dalton here. Oh, contact with the 51 there, Wilson. Able to save the race car, but definitely a moment there. Casey Graves now has gotten to the lead. Oh, we were watching all that. Let's see how that went down. He pushed from Lucas Hoyts with the Toyotas, working against the Chevrolets down the inside. Well, you got some manufacturer cooperations. Toyota goes 1-2 with Graves and Hoytsma. Hayden Law third, Wolfenbarger fourth. Blake Giglio now fifth, battling the Mustang of Travis Martin. 10 down, 1:10 to go. Jake Lawrence down the inside. Lucas now around Casey Graves. Riding the Dente back to the race lead for the 97. You have to take a DoorDasher $100 to show up with cold food. That'd be crazy. Right, Outlaw? Somebody's got to do it. Exclamation point cheers. All right. Underway here. Hopefully we get a green flag run going. And chill out on the shenanigans. This one girl also showing up for the Xfinity race here, cheering on Ryan File once again. Look at this mess. The first few kind of broken away, but then they're packed up behind him. Packed up in tight. So Wolfenbarger, Travis Martin, Blake Giglio, Jeff Price, Jake Lawrence, Brenton Bryant, Dalton Hayes, Brad Wilson, Ryan File, Cliff Mullins, all on this pack. Oh, someone caught the outside wall, and it was hard to tell who. May have been Jeff Price. Could also have been Wolfenbarger. Then Wolfie drops to the bottom and passes Travis Martin. 3 wide behind him. Jeff Price on the outside. Whoa, Brantley Bryant got out of shape. Fortunately, could have room. Now they're 4 wide through the front stretch. Hopefully they get that down to at least 3 by the third. All the way down to 2. Could have been a disaster. Oh, Travis Martin in the wall. 63, Ghost Man in the fence. Jeff Price stuck right behind him. Both of them have to drop back as they don't want to turn it left into the field. Travis Martin sacrificing his car and his race early on here.
Sorry,
Dropped
Jeff. Thank
way
you
to the
for not
tail.
running me over.
Jeff had nowhere to go behind him.
Very good, man. I'm well over it.
That's the
I let
spirit.
that bump up and put both ways.
Top 2. Broken away from the field. Brantley Bryant, Hayden Law battle for third. Hayden probably in save mode here. Brantley Bryant pushes through. Blake Giglio in 5th. Got new colors this week. That bright bluish teal. Beautiful looking color on that 16. And it's crazy how sometimes the reflection shows like a gray color and sometimes it's gold. Spec layers were fun. Whoa, big wiggle out there. Couldn't tell which Ford that was. Might have been Jerry Scherer. I think it was. Jerry Scherer in the 15. Quite the ride in the Neon Museum car. Oh, Brantley Bryant into the outside wall coming out of turn 2. Jake Lawrence putting the pedal down on the 68 Toyota, trying to go around the outside of Hayden Law. Drivers highlighted it in blue like Lucas, or underlined in blue like Casey Graves, Hayden Law, and Wilson on your scoreboard are our playoff contenders. So you know where your chase drivers are running. Hayden and Jake are thinking about going 3 wide with Brantley Bryant, but Hayden decided against it. Jake Lawrence up to 3rd. Brantley Bryant 4th. We have Toyota 1, 2, 3, 4 right now. Hayden Lowell, the first Chevrolet in 5th. Ryan File now your first Ford in the 8th, 7th spot. Battling for it though with Dalton Hayes.
My bad. I was reacting late.
Hayden holding on to the 5th spot ahead of Bradley Wilson. And Dalton Hayes in the 47 Suave car. File now 8th in the Mustang. Blake Giglio 9th, and Hayden Lowell, Brad Wilson. J Much may have had a little contact there with Kenny. Top two have broken away by about a second and a half
But he does best.
over Jake Lawrence. Brian, Hayden Law, Brad Wilson. If we make it to a fuel stop, Casey Graves and Hayden Law will have to stop first by virtue of not pitting under our only caution so far. That fuel number is about 30 laps, 31, 32, somewhere in there. Currently they're 19. They did have the caution period. Let's see Casey Graves there in the second spot, that True Speed Toyota. That one and this Napa car of Hayden Law, they'd be the first two to have to pit. Hayden has stopped on the tire saving. He's starting to catch back up past the Brantley Bryant machine, now reeling in Jake Lawrence. Brad Wilson, Dalton Hayes battle. That is for the 6th spot. And suddenly we've gone fairly single file through the field. Oh! Blake Giglio jumping into your living room there. Tagging the wall. Through turns 1 and 2. Bunch of cars tagging the wall out of 2. Drop back to Ian Montrose battling Nick Cooper. Cliff Mullins in the 32 of Wolfenbarger in this pack. Hoist Van Graves 1 and 2. Graves is slowly inching in. It was closer to a half second, but he has reeled it down to about a quarter second. Battle for third as Hayden's gotten around Jake Lawrence. Hayden's lapping at 31.57. His fastest lap was a 31.0. Meanwhile, the guys out front not saving had ripped off 30.6s, and now they're running 31.5s. So Hayden a little faster, but not a lot faster than the top two. Was passing that 68 car, though may play a factor in that time. We'll keep an eye on it this time around. Ian Montrose battling Ryan File for 9th. Wolfenbarger's there with Nick Cooper as well. Up ahead, Dalton Hayes side by side with the 16 Blake Giglio. The 52 of Brantley Bryant. They're going to go 3 wide off the corner. That's a bad idea. Turn 2 gets pretty tight. Blake thought better of it. Tucks in behind Bryant, pushes him down the backstretch. Bryant able to clear 47. And Blake trying to power up off the top of 3 and 4, and he'll clear the 47. So Blake Giglio in that 7th spot. Casey Graves down under 2 tenths now. Keeping the pressure on Lucas. In that lap, Hayden Law didn't pass anybody, and he was about half a tenth faster, but he is 2 tenths back from race leader Lucas Weissman. So he's got some time to try and make up. He is faster. Pit windows closing in, especially for Casey Graves and Hayden Law. Those 2 cars did not pit, as we mentioned, under our first caution on lap number 4. Apparently Bryant all the way up to the outside wall. I heard it clanging off the boards there. See if there was contact or if he just drove it in there hard. Gets all the way to the wall. Couldn't really quite tell from that angle. Let's look again. Oh, his teammate right in front of him gets the wall, Brad Wilson, and it throws off Bryant's entry. He gets it all the way up against the fence and drops to the tail of the top 10. His teammate bouncing the wall right in front of him, threw off his entry. There's the gap from the top 2 to 3rd, and then 4th on back. It's the pack still bunched together from 4th. Remember, Jake went on up there and burned his tires up. Now he's fallen down to 10th. And he's now in the pack and able to hang on with the drafts. There's your top 2. 1.5, the gap back to Hayden from those 2. Seems like the lap times kind of leveled off between Hayden and the top 2. Kind of stabilized at a 2.5 back. Jake Lawrence still dropping back down to 12th as he's burned those tires up. He got that TV time early, and now he's kind of slipping the wrong way in the Green Ranger machine. Ethan Evers around the outside to pick up 12th. Next one up would be Orion File in the 50. So we got a battle up ahead. 47 Dalton Hayes running top. 32 Wolfenbarger, along with Ian Montrose digging down bottom. Wolfenbarger will clear the 47 as the 1 clears the 52, so 2 passes there together. Orion File out of the inside of that Green Ranger machine. Montrose now 8th. Bentley Bryant 9th. Nick Cooper 10th. Cliff Mullins in 12th. Travis Martin 13th as he's battling Orion File. Orion kind of headed the wrong direction now as well. Just tagged the wall pretty hard. May have been 52 again. Bentley Bryant once again up against the fence. I think that right front might be gone off of that 52 car. He's falling down behind Nick Cooper down to 10th. The guys we saw charging early on. Told you tires are a big thing here in Vegas. They're showing up big time. Lucas Weissman now leading by over a half second over Casey Graves. Casey starting to drip back. He's on lap 30. As he has not pit this race. We know the fuel window is approximately 31 according to Lucas, so about to be in that window where Casey Graves and Hayden Lowell have to pit.
Not clear.
I'm sure they would pit at 30, 60, 90-ish anyway. It's not going to be a huge deal. They're not going to have to make an extra pit stop. They just have a little bit longer fuel fill.
You were there inside, but told me clear when I came up. Yeah, because if I didn't back out, you would have spun off on this one.
Spotters say clear when you're not. There's nothing new about iRacing. That time it actually says clear. Oh, Jake Lawrence hardened to the outside while coming out of turn 2. All the way down onto the apron. It'll cost him a few spots as he drops down now to 20th. Remember, he was running top 5. That's what burning up your race tires looks like. Now he's got Joby Shearer, 10 cents teammate, right behind him. Scott Elson, Matt Benke back there still in the lead lap as they cross start finish, and here's Lucas, your leader down the backstretch. So the last place car is about a half lap down. Out of turn number 4. See the other two still behind him. They have not made that pit stop yet. Giglio and Wilson battle. That is for 4th. Screen is all out of whack because the 51 slides up the hill, gets really close to Blake. They're side drafting the heck out of each other. Goodness gracious. The timing screen is still broken. I'm having some issues here in my timing and scoring, but we'll try to do our best for you in this broadcast. Oh man, issues galore today. We have to lose our scoreboard for a moment. Apologies there. We'll be back in a sec. Broadcasting software locking up. Giglio still ahead of the 51 though. Using that high lane to hold on to position over Wilson and Wolfenbarger. The top 3 still single file. See Montrose back there and Dalton Hayes. That was Nick Cooper coming into the picture. There you go.
That makes 2 of us. I got no clue where to brake.
Oh boy, that'll be fun.
Before you start turning in, I know that.
Here come Casey Graves and Hayden Lowell. Casey gets a big slide out of the 4. Hayden makes it on the pit road. Those are the 2 cars that we said.
That wasn't a penalty.
Those are the 2 cars we said had to come before everybody else.
If you made it.
I was at 55.
So we know maybe 4 laps. The rest of the field will have to pit as well. Here, Lucas
I think because I was driving
fletching there.
Sideways and not straight, it probably got me by.
Oh, fuck.
Uh-oh. That didn't sound good.
You didn't have all 4 tires checked, did you?
I didn't have any tires checked.
Oh, no. Hayden's in big trouble if the caution doesn't come out. But he's got to wait.
I unchecked them because I planned on doing fuel only that stop. And when I saw them all pit, I stayed out. I didn't recheck them.
Oh, brutal. Brutal development for the 56 team. Did not get tires. Is he going to come back down and take them or stay out? I think he has to stay out and gamble on a caution. And he is in a world of hurt.
That's exactly what I was thinking. This thing's plowing hard.
Lucas well out in front now by
Got
2
what
seconds
corner I
over
was in
teammate
on the
Blake
last
Giglio.
lap?
Brad Wilson, Wolfenbarger right there with Blake.
Okay.
Iamontro's 5th. Couldn't tell who that was that said I'm hitting. Was it Cooper?
Sitting daddy.
Casey Greaves, Hayden Lowell into the pit lane. Jake Lawrence, Dalton
At
Hayes.
this point, I made my bet. I'm going to lay in it.
There you go. Scott Elson on the pit lane. It was Nick Cooper and Jeff Price both on the pit lane.
I'm gonna be pitting in the wall.
And we'll see if
I'll pit
Hoytsman and
next to
Giglio
Ryan.
come. Lap 39.
Pitting.
I wonder if Hoytsman's trying to stretch it and make it on 2 stops. So we've heard him clutching. Go on board with race leader. That's not the onboard I wanted. Not clutching this time, but we have heard him clutch it. On lap number 40, going down the backstretch.
Okay,
On pit road, Daniel Llewellyn, Ryan File, Dave Hoytsman, Ethan Evers, Brantley Bryant, and Brad Wilson.
32, hitting.
Just going to stay out. Nope. Slows it down late. Gets it right on that white line. Leader. 2nd place. 3rd place. 4th place. 5th place. All coming to the pit lane. 6th place. 7th. 8th. Everybody pitting. Anybody staying out? No. Nobody stayed out. Everybody else has been to the pit lane. So lap 40/41. A lot of cars hitting the pit lane. Looks like Brantley Bryant, 52 machines picked up a penalty. Black flag for the 52. He'll be coming back to the pit lane.
That's bad thinking that you're happy.
See him slowing down and back to the pit lane for the penalty. 52. Hayden Lowell after the issue is your race leader. Casey Graves now 2nd with fresh tires. Lucas Hoytsma 3rd, not fresh tires. Oh, Lucas has fresh tires, but not in the lead. Hayden did not get tires. 9 seconds worth of fuel fill, and back out he went. Saved him 5 seconds, but he is going to be hemorrhaging time. Lap times are about 32 seconds, while Casey Graves is running a 30:01.2. Casey will go by for the race lead in the True Speed Toyota. That's got to be brutal for Hayden. No tires at Vegas. And no caution. He pretty much needs this to go until he's almost a lap down, and then the caution come out. I mean, at least everyone's pit at this point, so he could theoretically go to the tail of the field on fresh tires. Wouldn't be too bad. He'd probably like it to run about 5-6 laps, make people want to take a new set. Casey Graves, your leader, ahead of Lucas Hoytsman. Lucas going to sweep around the outside of Hayden. Should easily have 2nd with the fresh rubber. Wilson's now 4th. Giglio 5th. Cooper 6th. Wolfenbarger 7th after the pit stop. Stolton 8th in 8th. Iamontro's 9th. And Ethan Evers, your top 10. You have the Ghost Man 11th. Travis Martin. Jeff Price is 12th. Jay Munch 13th. Cliff Mullins 14th. Dave Hoytsman 15th. Ryan File comes out 16th.
My
Jeremy
tires
Sherrill
could have been nice.
17th. Daniel Holland 18th. Kenny Frisbee 19th. Scott Elson is
I almost
20th.
did the same shit. I had to check him going down pit road.
Jake Lawrence 21st. Matt Benke 22nd. Brantley Bryant a lap down after the penalty. 23rd. Brantley could really use a caution to get that lucky dog before someone goes a lap down. Here comes Lucas Hoytsma with, I believe, 5 lap fresher tires than Casey Graves.
Vegas.
He's running about 3/10 faster per lap. Should see a lead change here relatively soon, unless Lucas kind of backs it down and uses Casey's draft. You never know what the master's going to plan here for his strategy. Toyota 1-2. The Chevrolet of Wilson, the Chevrolet of Giglio, and the Ford of Nick Cooper, your top 5. Nick, really good on dirt. Out here having some fun on the asphalt. Back to the lead as Hoytsma has tracked down Casey Graves. He's going to take that Toyota to the top, ride the Dente, and go around the outside of the True Speed Toyota. And the Chili's Toyota goes to the top. There you go, new leader. Lucas Hoytsma back out in front. Casey Graves now second. Brad Wilson third. Wilson's last lap. Lucas. Lucas out in front of Casey Graves and Brad Wilson. Nick Cooper and Blake Giglio battle for 4th as Nick's gotten around him. Wolfenbarger back in 6th. In about 2 seconds back to Dalton Hayes. Hayes has Hayden Lowell just behind as he's past Hayden. Montrose's going to go around Hayden. Hayden's car has C2X on the front, low drag on the back. Hayden don't know what team he runs for. Ethan Evers will be the next one to try and track down Hayden. Of all your pit road mishaps, Hayden, is this worse or is the speeding worse?
I think I would have rather sped.
How about next time?
Jake Lawrence picked up a meatball.
How about we keep the radio clear so we can actually speak?
That's my fault.
Ride the Dente.
Let's see if there's damage on the car. I don't see anything. Didn't get any incident points. So, strange. Jake Lawrence maybe blew a tire. Only 11 laps into the run, though, so I don't know what could have been the issue.
Bye, Travis. I love your face. Hayden. Bye, Hayden.
La Hayden. It's French now. La Hayden. Did you know the French use just the L apostrophe for H's? L'hôpital instead of la hôpital. They treat it like a vowel.
Bye, Jeff.
Jeff Rice calling like
Bye.
the old tires continuing
I'm
to.
faster than you, and I'm a freaking tire deficit.
Even I could have beat Hayden with this race. That's saying something. I'm slower than most of this field. Lucas by a half second over Brad Wilson. Those two on about equal tires. Wilson, I think, 1 lap difference, so running pretty competitive to one another. Casey Graves in 3rd. Nick Cooper in the 4th spot. Wolfenbarger 5th. Matt Giglio fella in 6th. Montrose 7th. Dalton Hayes 8th. Ethan Evers 9th. Travis Martin your top 10. Jeff Price is taking over 11th. Hayden's falling to 12th on those old tires. He continues to pay the price for this terrible pit road mistake of his. Cliff Mullins in 13th. Jay Much 14th. They'll be the next ones to try and get him. And then you have Dave Hoytsma in 15th. Jeremy Scherer in 16th. Daniel Lawal in 17th. Ryan File in 18th. Kenny Frisbee in the 19th spot. Scott Elson 20th. Matt Benke 21st. Those are the cars on the lead lap. 1 lap down in 22nd. Brantley Bryant. Jake Lawrence in 23rd. And we're looking at his timing and scoring. Shows him 2 laps down and did not use the fast repair. So whatever it was must have been a tire issue for the 68 car to clear that meatball that he picked up. There you go. Jay Munch giving us the report. He did the same thing as Hayden. Didn't check his tires. And ended up blowing one. That's where the meatball came from. Now it makes sense to blow a tire at 11 laps. He actually blew a tire at 41 laps. Hayden's got to be really careful not to do the same thing. Hayden so far has not meatballed that right front tire. I believe that's the one anyway. Be my guess is the way the car gets loose on the first 5 laps or so, and then it gets school bus tight. You don't know what that means. It corners like a school bus. Doesn't want to turn if you're going high speed. Jeremy Shearer brushed the wall there in front of Hayden as he passed Hayden. That had to be an extra kick in the gut. Car hitting the wall and passing you. Scott Elston and Kenny Frisbee. I think Kenny had a bit of a moment there. 2x for Kenny. He gets up into the outside wall coming out of turn 2. Kenny bringing that car to the pit lane. He may be done for the night. He's not really here for points, just trying to have some fun. And I don't know how much fun he's having back in 20th. Here's your race leader, Lucas Weissman, coming out of turn 4 to complete lap number 55. We're closing in on halfway. Just a handful of laps to go to the end of lap 60. Doubt anyone pits between here and there, so it should be about like this. Just some comers and goers and the final few battles to figure out. Casey Graves has slipped to 4th, Wolfenbarger up to 3rd. Nick Cooper 5th, Blake Giglio 6th. Dalton Hayes, Ethan Evers, our closest battle in the top 10 right now. It's the battle for 8th right there on your screen. A couple of Chevrolets. Out of turn number 4, back to start finish. The camera loves to see part of the building. It's kind of weird. There's your race leader behind Matt Benke. Benke still in the lead lap. Benke would love a pit stop. Kenny Frisbee still on the pit lane. Crew clearing the fenders away on that machine. As Lucas crossed the line. Gap to Brad Wilson, 1.1. Lucas faster. Garrett Wolfenbarger slightly faster than teammate Wilson. Gaining a little bit of ground, but not a whole lot. Get your last lap speeds on these machines. Blake Giglio just worked past Nick Cooper for 5th.
56 pitting, 5-6 pit road, 5-6 pit road.
Hitting before the end of halfway. Hayden Lull down in 16th. Wants to put new tires on as quickly as he can and still make it on 2 more stops. So he is coming down. Big slide out of the back end on those old tires. He is wrestling that thing on the pit lane. Goodness gracious, what a slide that was. And he's decided he can make it from here on just 1 more stop. So it is time to come down and finally put on fresh tires on that Napa car. Lucas starts lap 60. Into lap 60 will give away points to the top 10. All the cars underlined in blue going to pick up points for their playoffs. 8 of our playoff cars in the top 20. Dalton Hayes also peeled off heading to the pit lane before the end of lap 60. And out of turn 4, here comes Lucas Weissman to win the stage. 10 points for Lucas Weissman, 9 for Wilson, 8 for Wolfenbarger. Casey Graves will pick up 7, Blake Giglio 6, Nick Cooper will grab 5, Ian Montrose 4 points on the board. Ethan Evers snags 3, Travis Martin 2, and Jeff Price will get the final point at halfway. Lucas Weissman picks up another stage win here in the 97. He's trying to be the first driver to 200, battling Blake Giglio for all-time race wins in SRL. They're not very far apart. Last time I checked, it was 3, I think. So they're pretty close. Brad Wilson and Garrett Wolfenbarger immediately come to the pit lane.
Grip, how I've missed you.
Hayden excited to have speed and grip in his race car. And there is the 51 rolling the pit lane. We'll keep you abreast of any potential speeding penalties or anything. Casey Graves also on the pit lane. 3 cars out of the top 5. Lucas ran one of the longest runs. He catches up to Matt Benke, looking to put him a lap down. So far only 1 caution on lap number 4. Lucas puts the 35 1 lap down.
Sorry, Matt, I didn't mean to get that close.
Ryan File.
The next one didn't decide to kick in.
Ryan File now 2 laps down. Ryan just off the pit lane. He'll have much fresher tires than Lucas. So he'll be able to drive back around, go down to 1 lap down. Cars that pit are a lap down, so they have to hope the caution doesn't come out mid-cycle. Could have as much as 7 to 8 laps before all these cars pit. Dave Hoytsma, 79, brings it off the pit lane. CTC Race Network Chevrolet coming down the pit lane. Lucas stays out. There's Matt Benke. Has a hell of a slide right behind him. Travis Martin's closed up on Ethan Evers. It's the battle for the 5th spot. Travis has 1 lap fresher rubber than Ethan. It's Ford versus Chevrolet. Hot Wheels Mustang trying to complete the pass and move into the top 5. Travis been on recovery mode ever since he stuffed that car into the wall a little bit. So far, no penalties this pit cycle. About a third of the way through it. Davis coming in riding the Dente in chat. What's up, my friend? Welcome in. You've started a whole trend. Look at this. There's been Dente cars all night long. Lucas Leitz riding the Dente tonight. Kenny said he got bored and started reading Discord in this race. I thought you hated races that had a ton of yellow. Here you go, one with only 1 yellow so far. Travis Martin, Ethan Evers still battle, and they're right behind the 32 Wolfenbarger, who's been to the pit lane. You only get 30 laps of fuel on the tires. That is correct. You can get 31 on a full tank. So it should be a 3-stop race. Casey Graves making his way through this battle. Lucas still out front. Gap's 2.7 over Blake Giglio in second. Third place is Nick Cooper, as the 51 makes his way by, trying to unlap himself. Matt Benke, the first car 1 lap down, would be the lucky dog if the caution came out. Cliff Mullins in this chaos.
What the fuck you want?
J Munch, Cliff Mullins, the 47. Dalton Hayes is already pit. He's going to blow by these guys on the inside. Remember, Jake Lawrence is off sequence in that 68 car. He had to come down the pit lane after getting a meatball. He blew his right front. Had to come down off sequence and pit after not taking tires on his first cycle on accident. Crew just didn't have the tires ready. So the pink and teal 37 versus the Traveler Whiskey Machine is the battle for 6th. The green car is a teammate to the Traveler Whiskey Machine, so he's trying to help him. Oh, he's getting tight. Almost got in the cliff. Ethan Evers has gone down, bolted on tires on his Ever Fever podcast machine. Comes back out on lap 69. Welcome in this one girl. Thanks for the follow. I see you over on YouTube and now on Twitch. Appreciate you. Lucas still out in front by 2.6 over Giglio, then Montrose Martin is Nick Cooper.
This lap on 59.
29 car has decided to pit.
Oh, he's supposed to stay out.
Lucas has stayed out. There is Blake 2.3 seconds back. I think Montrose just called a pit here. And Scott Elston, he was inside. We'll see if Scott finishes the pass. Should have time. Scott decides to stay down to the bottom. I don't know if he heard. He didn't say he was pitting. There he goes. Cleared him. Casey Graves getting around Matt Benke. Graves moves up to 12th. He's done his pit stop. Price on the pit lane in the 19. We're getting lots of pit stops. Bryant on the pit lane. Scott Elson staying out. Ian Montrose fits the 1 car out of the top 5. Another car down on the pit lane. Remember, Brad Wilson's already completed his stop, so 9th spot for him right now, and he'll pass Ian momentarily. Move up to 8th. That'll leave us the top 8 cars still to pit. Well, top 7 plus Matt Benke. So 8 cars still to pit. The top 7 plus Matt Benke. Cliff and J Munch still battle, but it's for 4th now. And here comes Cliff, bringing the 37 off the racetrack to the pit lane. Cliff Mullins pits out of the top 5. Daniel Llewellyn, 23, also on the pit lane. That leaves us the top five cars plus Matt Benke. Lucas giving 32 Wolfenbarger the inside line. And it gets two of our cars that have pit back on the lead lap. Puts the lucky dog in Casey Graves' hands if we get that yellow. Travis Martin on the pit lane. Brings Jay Much and Jeremy Scherer. 3 10-tenths cars all pit together. Leaves Lucas and Giglio, the last two to pit. And here comes Lucas. Getting that 97 Wolf down. And here comes Giglio, the low drag cars. Pitting together. So a lot of team strategy. The Shine cars who pitted early. Blake Giglio picked up a black flag, and I believe he alt F4'd immediately. Blake Giglio penalized, entering the pits in second. Sped entering the pits, and Blake Giglio alt F4'd.
He probably sped.
No, I didn't quite understand. Something with the fuel and taking two, I don't know.
Can confirm he slid onto the pit lane. Sped picked up black flag and alt F4'd.
Oh, well, I guess that was it then. Never mind.
Well, I sped and I'm still here.
That means you're better than Blake Giglio. Brad Wilson, race leader on the strategy. Lucas Heusman has come out in 6th spot.
This sure wasn't fucking talent.
Wall.
It's all good, Jake. Don't worry.
Lucas,
It's but a scratch.
freshest tires in 6th. Nick Cooper, Dalton Hayes just ahead of him for position. That is 4th and 5th. Nick Cooper has fresher tires, just gotten by Dalton Hayes. Dalton, I'll expect to pit around lap 90.
Hell no, I'm gonna ride your booty.
Oh, all right then.
No, you don't ride booty, you ride the dente.
The same thing.
You're gonna be slow if you do. I'm on about 15 lap old tires.
Chisel.
Brad out in front has 1.9 over teammate Wolfenbarger. Wolfenbarger pitted on the same lap as did Casey Graves. All those cars 15 laps on their tires.
I feel like I need a mouse guard for 1 and 2.
Expect to see them around the lap 90-91. Nick Cooper. Current in the 4th spot, has 1 second over Lucas, who's past Dalton Hayes. Nick's got about 5 laps he's given up to Lucas on the tires. Dalton 15. You see the difference there. Leaders are running a 31.7, 31.6.
Fuck you, Brantley.
Wow. The hell was that about?
Hey, you know what, Brian? Fuck you too.
Aiden out of nowhere getting angry at the Shine cars.
Keep speaking like that, your driver will.
Wait, huh? What happened?
You say Brian or Ryan?
Both of you. Both of y'all. Fuck you.
Out of nowhere.
Well, why do you want to do that? I don't consent.
Hayden's about 11 laps away from making his final pit
Guys,
stop.
he wants to ride your dente.
There you go. The
I don't
truth
know,
has
I
been
just didn't
revealed.
think there was enough people mad at each other in here, so I had to fix that.
Hey, you already fucked me earlier when he plowed through me. Come on.
Wow.
Hey, it's all right, hold on,
Scott
give me a minute.
Elston rubbing the wall there. Cliff Mullins around Ryan File. 12 lap fresher tires for Cliff. You see the comers and goers on various tire strats. Matt Benke's going to pound the wall on the 35. Not for position there, but Lucas is catching Nick Cooper here in a hurry. This will move Lucas up into the 4th spot. He'll ride the Dente past the old Nick Cooper Mustang. Now he's got 2.2 to make up on Casey Graves. Casey is on 13 lap older tires, and Lucas is
How much
lapping
room I
a
gotta give
whole
you?
second faster. A whole
Hey,
second
dude,
faster.
don't even talk that shit. Get him went up higher.
There's a reason your name is Llewellyn. Because you put people in the wall.
Yeah, here we go. Now people are mad. I like this.
Now you need to learn how to fucking say the name, you dumbass.
Wow.
That 23 fucking blows. I don't give a fuck though. That was funny. You're lucky I don't have the Lego brick noise.
It's Llewellyn.
Say it. Huh?
It's French. Thank you, Aiden.
If it was French, it would be Llewellyn, but it's Llewellyn.
No, you don't know how to say it.
Go ahead and take the data here.
Well, didn't say it. How you supposed to say it?
Dente. Thank you.
Dente's his name.
Data.
Now it's pronounced Lou, always in the back.
Lou always in the back.
I mean, isn't the loo in French the toilet?
Actually, the French call it le WC.
Of course you would know that.
Oui, je sais.
So you're saying his name means shitters.
Something about La Biblioteca.
That would be Spanish.
Yeah, I'm multilingual or whatever.
Lucas is up to third, tracking down Wolfenbarger. We'll be getting ready for pit stops here in the next 5 laps. Final round of pit stops about to open up.
Hey man, I'm multilingual. I speak English, Daga, and Dente.
Dente.
I've been dancing.
Nick Coper's tracked down Casey Graves.
Smith on me there.
Just remember, when you're riding that Dente, you need to wear your safety squints, alright?
Nick trying to take the 4th spot from the 4th.
Fuck you, Ryan.
Agreed.
Nick Cooper to the 4th spot.
Good mute up, pal. Good mute up.
Jeff Price
The guy I don't even notice it. Fuck you. We're getting a little crazy.
working on Hayden Law. Semi-teammates. Counting Hayden Law as half a C2X driver.
Well, I gotta say, man, last night was probably the most fun I've ever had on a computer.
Yeah. If only it wasn't them damn cars. We're in damn playoff. Fuck the heck.
Damn, and I wasn't in a race with you.
Wow. Here comes Cliff on the freshest tires of this bunch. He'll probably pass both of them.
Wolfie, that's why you're sponsored by Lipton IT, Big Lip.
I think Hayden's about 2 or 3 laps away. Now he's crossed to start 29, so 2 laps, or maybe less, maybe 1. There goes Lucas.
Shut the fuck up.
Lucas takes over the race lead from Brad Wilson.
Shut up.
Lap 88, and we're probably
You sell cars for fun.
2 to 3 laps away for Brad Wilson making his final stop.
Not
Oh
cars.
my gosh, I'm yelling.
Well, I'm going to make some very good handcrafted foods, alright?
So much yelling.
Hey, I bet you sell them trashy interstate batteries.
Oh no.
Hayden all sells better parts.
He ain't car quit.
He ain't CarQuest. Oh,
You know where you can really get good parts?
Rock Auto.
Rock Auto.
There you go.
God damn it, you're so much out.
I said it before he did too on the broadcast.
You can get really good parts at Summit Racing too.
Dalton Hayes, first one to break.
4 is 10.
Dalton Hayes, first one to
Nah, I gotta go to Speedway.
flinch on the pit stops here. Sure, Hayden will be coming down. Casey Graves said he's coming now. And look at everybody else. Lucas
Boy,
stays out. Here
your
comes
brain
Brad,
is water.
Nick Coper, Garrett
Palm
Wolfenbarger,
Springs,
Brad
the only
Wilson,
answer.
Casey Graves, Nick Cooper.
No, what time?
Aquafina.
So Nick Cooper went long on that last run. He pits early this
I
run.
like that lead-filled water.
Man, my favorite water is the one from the
Isn't
tank.
Lucas too young to ride the Dente?
Ugh.
We have a comment in chat. Isn't Lucas too young to ride the Dente?
56 is pitting. 56 pitting.
I thought it was just Blake that was too young.
Usually you call out your pick when somebody cares, but nobody cares. Don't say it.
Hell no, I can ride the Dente.
Go,
I
Luke.
can't ride the Dente.
Hey boys, with Jeremy Scherer battle for 8th. Scherer has the fresher rubber in the Mustang.
Wait, what about the bong?
Hayden
water?
makes his pit stop. So far, the only cars out of the race, Giglio and Frisbee, 22nd, 23rd. Jake Lawrence, the only car you can't see on the scoreboard.
Tap water is where it's at.
I guess that depends on where you live. Some tap water is better than others. And it definitely
I like
matters
that
where you live.
carbonated water.
Jeffrey Price, riding 5th.
So, seltzer?
No, that carbonated water.
Dave Hoytsma, 79 car on the pit lane. Final
Don't
pit
tell me
stops.
you're talking like liquid death.
Sorry, Dave. Didn't know you were pitting there.
Elston's on the pit lane as well in the
No, I got a
85.
real question, Hayden. Have you ever like drank your
Celsius'
shower water?
ass.
All right, mute up.
Yep, that's
Shut
too far.
up.
Clifford
Hold on a
Mullins
minute.
brings
What
37 on the
the
pit lane.
fuck?
Oh, good. We're not going to gloss over that.
Tap water.
Like, before or after it hit my body?
I sure hope beforehand.
Yeah. Brantley Bryant, Matt Benke. Battle for position after Bryant
I
had
would
that
say before.
black flag.
Hey, only hold the radio down if you got something to say, buddy. I think Dalton hates around the wall, guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sure. Well, maybe once or twice, but
Oh! J Munch hits the wall in 69 car. Dalton Hayes, Matt Benke, Brantley Bryant. This is all for position. Dalton's completed his pit stop. The other two still have to pit. J Munch in 6th, Travis Martin in 4th. Both of those guys are in contention for passes here. The top 8 cars still need to make their final
What
pit
was that,
stop.
Dalton?
First car that has pitted is Brantley Bryant, or Bradley Wilson. I don't know why I said Brantley Bryant. Bradley. Bradley in 9th.
I don't think his mic is working.
Hey Dalton, you might run a little better if you take that finger off the mic button.
Lucas Pitts, Ian Montrose takes over the race lead.
Sorry,
Lucas,
Bentley. I was trying to key up, but they wouldn't shut up.
22 lap run there for Lucas. Pitts with 24 to
Oh,
go.
you shut up.
So he short pits it this time.
Hayes just held the radio button down and did his job.
So he's not going to have as much advantage
Come on,
over
guys.
Brad
You
Wilson
can't
and Garrett
be talking
Wolfenbarger.
about race. We gotta do the comms. Come on.
Bump it in the stun.
Lucas is down and away, and you saw where Brad Wilson was. Wolfenbarger's gone by. Will Nick Cooper get by? I think he will. Here goes Nick Cooper by, so effectively you would put Lucas in 4th, ahead of Casey
Are we done
Graves.
talking about water?
He's got 3.
Well, I was gonna mention maybe we could drink bath water.
oh, you know what some good bath water is?
Ian coming to the pit lane, losing the back end as the race
I like
leader
garden hose
decides it's time to pit. Travis Martin's going to
Any
stay
of
out.
that Belle Delphine bath water laying around?
Dalton probably does.
J Much going to stay out. Jeff Price as well. Jeremy Scherer stays out. See what Daniel decides to do. Those are the 6
Man,
cars,
that's a lot of
well
money.
now 5 that still need to pit. So the top 5, once Llewellyn gets around Montrose, still need to pit. Brad Wilson, Garrett Wolfenbarger, Nick Cooper ahead of
Hey,
Lucas
Dylan, if you
Hoytsma.
wanna, you know, we'll try to feature Mike after the race if you want to take a look at it. Yeah, we can help you out.
Lucas clocking in 30.47. Nick Cooper at 30.04. Wolfenbarger at 30.08. Wilson at 30.09. So Lucas is a half second
Hey,
faster.
you calm down.
Plenty of time left for him to get back to the front. Jeremy Scherer pits.
Taser.
Leaves 4 cars left to
I'll
pit in the
just
second.
tase you.
Drivers are having way too much fun tonight.
Hi, Hayden. Hi, Hayden. Stop resisting!
Oh man, we haven't yet.
Hayden catching Ian Montrose for a pass. Brad Wilson goes around Daniel Llewellyn. Llewellyn still needs a pit.
Cheers.
Lucas is coming half-second faster than everybody he's racing for this win. Only 5 lap fresher tires. That's really impressive. Well, he's 3 laps fresher, I guess, or 7 laps fresher than Brad Wilson. Or 6 as he crosses the line. T-Mark continues to lead. He's going to run this tank dry and hope for something. If he were to get a caution and have that fresh set of tires, he could be faster than everybody, so why not throw the dice here? Probably got another 2-3 laps before he has to pit.
Hey, Ryan. Fuck you.
Wilson already completed his final stop if we stay green, running third. Wolfenbarger, second car is done with his pit stops, and then Lucas Oyster trying to track him down.
I mean, Ryan, do you have a dirt championship in SRL? Then think so.
That damn 23 looking slow out here.
Because he
Daniel's
hadn't hit.
really slow.
But I mean, he's in the top 5, so.
For another
Alright,
lap.
guys, that's probably enough at this point.
Hayden, mute up!
Travis Barton on the pit lane with 18 to go. J Munch going to stay out. Get a lap led, looks like. So new leader, 69. Traveler Whiskey Car getting a lap led.
Yeah, you got it, Lucas. I'll give you a bottom.
Daniel Llewellyn on the pit lane, looks like. 23 car coming down for service. And that leaves just J Munch needing to pit.
Thank you, sir.
J Munch praying for that lucky caution. Believe in file. Ryan is running 16th right now. He's completed his final stop. J Munch stays out another lap. Definitely cannot make it all the way around. I did try Celsius once, Tyler, and it wasn't very good. I agree. It was not worth the hype. It was not delicious. Did not quench any thirst. I was just very unimpressed. J Munch probably coming down this time. Now, if Celsius wants to pay me to say something better, I'll definitely take their money. But, in my opinion, it's not very good. They're not paying me, so it's not very good. Will we see J Munch this time around? Out of turn number 2 and onto the backstretch. Casey Graves is reeling in Nick Cooper. Those two on the same strategy. Go back to our leader. He's probably got a pit here, right? Can't have that much fuel in the car. There you go. He's slowing it down. Bring it to the pit lane. As we go find Lucas. 1 second behind Brad Wilson. Matt Benke smacks the wall there. Lucas has got 1 car left to get to. And he is in some traffic. He's going to split the middle. He's got Matt Benke in the wall on the outside. Oh my God. I had to scare him a little bit, but he didn't get out of the throttle. He's still reeling in Brad Wilson. As Ryan File to his inside. That is your gap to your race leader. Brad Wilson up ahead. On board with Brad and look back. Here comes Lucas. Half a second and dropping quickly.
Damn, that 50 car is slow as fuck.
Jeremy Scherer just blew by him. Jeremy on fresh tires here. J Munch once again.
Hey, he's not
Black
down
flag.
out.
There goes the 15 to the outside of Brad Wilson. Jeremy Scherer goes back on the lead lap. So watch Lucas reel in our leader with 12 to go. Lucas running about 2.5 tenths quicker. So he reels in race leader, Brad Wilson. And he is there. Got 11 laps to figure out how to get around him. Probably won't take that long. Brad Wilson down to the flat. Trying to make the shortest way around. Lucas going to try and roll the top here. And that'll probably be all she wrote. Exit off the top of turn number 2. Lucas Weiss was going to have all the momentum down the backstretch. Noses out in front. Back to the high side through 3. He's getting to the wall. That'll be advantage Brad Wilson for maybe a lap. And we'll see if Lucas hurt that car at all. I don't think he did. Didn't hit that hard. It definitely rubbed it enough to not get the momentum. And now Lucas to the inside heading down to turn number 1. Riding the Dente all the way to the race lead. Should have him cleared on corner exit, but the exit, if the 51 can keep the nose there, can get a hell of a run down the backstretch, and didn't do it. Lucas Oisma clears for the race lead. Brad Wilson now second. Wilson going to throw it back to the inside. He's not done trying. Lucas goes to the top. They're going to get a lap car here involved in it, the 68 Jake Lawrence. Lucas uses that to his advantage, goes all the way to the bottom where the 51 can't get the draft. That should be all she wrote up here. 8.5 laps to go. Lucas Weissman out in front of Brad Wilson. Garrett Wolfenbarger third. Nick Cooper is fourth. Casey Graves right there. So the battle for fourth, a pretty good one. About the last battle we have to look at. Again, these guys are teammates. Nick Cooper strategizes a lot of their strategy for this group. For both the 29, the 4, the Shine cars. They're all on about the same strategy. 8 laps to go. Lucas Weissma pulling away. We're watching the battle for fourth. Between the Mustang of Nick Cooper and the Toyota of Casey Graves. Only other battle within a second is Hayden Lowell and Travis Martin. And there you see it's not that close, but Travis does have fresher rubber, so he'll probably be pulling up on Hayden here momentarily. Try to get that 9th spot before the laps run out. That one mistake from Hayden cost him several spots. He was in contention for the win, just dropped all the way to 9th by not taking tires on the very first green flag stop. We've had one caution on lap number 4. After that, it has been green flag running, a testament to these drivers, the guys that stick with it throughout the season and don't get discouraged by the early bits.
Go low, Travis.
Bryant just picked up a 1X. What the heck happened to him? Hayden giving up the spot to Travis Martin. Just catches the grass here. Yep. Went so low on the front stretch he picked up an off track. Nick Cooper. And you got Dalton Hayes, Travis Martin, Hayden Lowell. Dalton's got really old tires. Travis Martin probably pick up that 8th spot. 5 laps to go. Casey Graves, Nick Cooper still battle for 4th. Casey's not found a way around. Playoff contenders lead and 2nd, 5th, 6th, 8th, 10th, 11th. All drivers in the chase. It is Hoitzma, Wilson, Casey Graves still looking for a way around Nick Cooper. I wouldn't be surprised if Graves suddenly ends up in front of Cooper by the end of the race. Travis has cleared Dalton Hayes up into that 8th spot. He's got Ethan Evers about 2 seconds down the road. I don't think he's going to get there. Jeremy Scherer battling Dave Hoitzma. Scherer's got the fresher rubber. And he'll move up to 13th. Hayden, a little bit fresher tire than Dalton. We'll see if Hayden can pick up the 9th spot in the last 3 laps. Somewhat teammates at C2X, but also sometimes not the best of friends. That would never happen in a race, right? Drivers not agreeing, not getting along. That one, that's what I wanted to say. Hayden looking on Dalton. Checking in on our battles here. It's like Hayden maybe trying to make the move here on Dalton. Drives down the inside, dumps a bunch of air on his rear spoiler. Dalton disappears. Just absolutely vanished.
Doing what he does best.
Hayes is just disappeared.
This 50 car needs to be pumped. He's wrecking a lead lap car.
I
Suspend him. Ban him.
Hayden made a guy
I've never
disappear.
seen that in my life. He was totally fine. I never saw him blink once, and he was just gone and gone.
You touched him.
I think it's because somebody got a little too close to the outside.
White flag in the air. Lucas Heusman.
I
2
got the
second
best
lead.
of butter.
Hey, Lucas, can I have one more lap, please?
I guess we'll never know what he was trying to say earlier.
Matt Benke wanted to get by
Thank you,
Lucas.
Lucas. Appreciate it.
Lucas letting Matt Benke by because he asked nicely. Lucas Heusman, your winner. Brad Wilson second. Garrett Wolfenbarger sliding it in home for third.
Good race. Good
Nick
race.
Cooper going to beat Casey Graves.
Ride the Dente.
Ian Montrose going to bring it home in 6th. Mr. Ghostman going to bring it home 7th. Ethan Lever's 8th to Hayden Lowell.
Good job, Travis.
Slots in 9th. Here comes Cliff Mullins.
I got a tie.
Mullins going to bring it home in 10th. Jeffrey Price 11th. Jeremy Sherrier in 12th. Dave Hoyce for 13th. That is all the lead lap machines.
Yeah. If I were you, I'd ban them all.
Lucas Heusman, your race winner.
That's right, Lucas.
There's a wall there, Lucas.
Thanks, sir.
Sir, there's a wall there.
There she goes.
Sir, there's a pit lane there. Sir, there's another wall there. Did you ride the Dente a little too much?
I'm riding the Dente.
Well, all right, we get it done here at Las Vegas, and it looked like you were a little worried about the short pitting strategy, so you ended up pitting only after 22 laps in that last run to try and curtail the lead that they got on you, and you're able to run them back down. What was the strategy? How did that play out in your head?
I knew, Vegas likes to throw out those random cautions. It's almost like a roulette wheel. So I wanted to just push as many pit stops as I could, as far as I could, even if I lost time. And then it ended up being better to run long. So I used that to my advantage. Knew when they had to pit, and they ended up coming down. I knew if I pit about 5 or 6 laps later, I'd probably have a good shot at least running them down. So that's what I went with. I didn't want to push it too far where I had no time to catch them. So
Right.
I kind of just put it in the middle there, and yeah, luckily I was able to run them down. My tires kind of fell off a little quicker than I thought they would, and it was a little bit of a challenge to get around Brad there, but luckily got it done.
10-4. Well, congrats on riding the Dente to victory lane here in Las Vegas. Nice roulette wheel reference. That was pretty great. Now, sometimes you come here, it's like throwing the dice, and you never really know what's going to happen. So you rolled them, and you got yourself some snake eyes, and it worked out good for you. You picked up the win in first place.
Yeah, absolutely. Just want to thank Quintus 712 Brakes, everybody on the team at Low Drag, you for broadcasting, Arc Music, everybody who puts this on, Travis Martin, everybody else who puts in effort, everybody for racing tonight. Nice, clean, green race.
Yeah, almost. Have lap 4 caution. That was it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congrats on the victory here. Get on out of here. Enjoy the rest of your night. And by the way, tell us about tomorrow at Iowa.
Yeah, tune in for I think it's the DC Spark 135, sponsored by Mike Chris. So tune in for Iowa Speedway in the cornfields. Don't miss it.
Yeah, we'll be munching on some corn, acting like we're cows, looking out for tornadoes. We'll see you in Iowa tomorrow. Good luck.
Thank you, see.
Lucas Leisway, your winner here in Iowa. Let's go ahead and clear these things out of the way and go track down Mr. Bradley G. Wilson, Mr. G-Wagon. See if we can get his beautiful race car on the screen. There we go. Get that old 51 up on the boards. Track down Mr. Wilson. There we go. Brad DG. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you almost worked it out. Lucas just kind of figured out your pit strategy and short pit himself to counteract your strategy there and be able to run you back down and get back to the lead before the end of the race. But it looked good for you for a little while there. What did you maybe need to hold off that 97?
I honestly don't know. That first pit stop when we took gas, I forgot to uncheck my tires coming down. So like as I'm pulling in, I'm slowing down, trying to uncheck them. Took left sides by accident.
Oof.
But just I don't know, trying to get that track position back really set us back. But Lucas was fast all night, so don't really know if there is a thing that could have got us out there.
Old Sam 4, still a solid night for you. P2, pretty good points tonight. You got any friends, family, sponsors, shout-outs for your good run tonight?
Not that 50 car. He is a menace to society. Brantley Bryant, Casey Graves, Nick Cooper, Garrett Wolfenbarger, all for coming out racing with us. Lucas did a hell of a job. Everyone for running. We had a long green flag run. Enjoyed it thoroughly. You for putting this on and everyone watching at home.
Who's more useful, Ryan File or Brandon Pearl?
Ryan.
Sucks to suck, Pearl.
It depends on what we're talking about here.
Fair enough. Pearl does good photography.
He does do that.
Yeah,
He's damn good at that.
I don't think Ryan does very good photography.
I've heard he has a drone.
I mean, that's a different kind of photography. We're going to leave that alone.
So, different types.
Yo, all right. Well, congrats on that second place run. Get on out of here. Enjoy the rest of your night. And hopefully we'll see you back here tomorrow for CTC.
All right. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Brad Wilson, drop him down in shine there. Bringing it home P2. Now we go grab Garrett Wolfenbarger in the 32. Is he waiting in the waiting room? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I get so excited when somebody actually waits in the waiting room. Thank you, Mr. Garrett Wolfenbarger. DG up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, you got that dang 32 car up into the podium spots. Pretty straightforward night tonight. And you and Bradley Wilson seem to be on the same strategy most of the night. And you finished second and third. So it worked out pretty good.
Yeah, it did. A little different strategy than most of them out there. But I was just following his lead, just doing what he was doing, and it worked out. So that was pretty good. First run, went out there and saved a whole bunch of tire and thought it was going to get looser than it did. And it just started plowing. So decided to change the strategy up. Pretty much every run I got tires, and I just go out there and just run them as hard as I could. And that strategy worked pretty good. The tires didn't fall off a whole bunch, and stayed out there in the podium. One thing I gotta say though, I don't know who that 50 car is, but he needs to race the leaders cleaner. I mean, it was horrible out there. I mean, we're just going around and the 50 car is all over me, blocking me, getting in the way, dooring me, almost spinning me out 3 times. I mean, horrible.
And we asked
that guy should be parked, banned, suspended, whatever you got to do.
We asked this Brad Wilson guy, and so I'm going to ask you the same question. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Who's more useful in Shenandoah Shine, Ryan File or Brandon Pearl?
Well, that's tough. That's tough because, well, one of them doesn't show up to anything.
Exactly.
And doesn't like having fun. The other one is a wrecking ball. So I think I'd choose neither. I'll go with neither of them.
Rough. All right, man. Hit me with the Friends Family sponsor shout-outs for your top 3.
Yeah, we're going to shout out Shenandoah Shine. Fuck you, Brandon Pearl. Mooncar. Brantley Bryant, K Designs. He was out here running. Got a penalty early on, so tough for him. Lap down, 16th. That's rough. Bradley Wilson will come out here racing. Got the podium with him, so that's always good. 24 drivers out here. So, still a good amount of cars out here racing, so that's always a nice thing to have. You for broadcasting, and Travis for running this league, and yeah. Yeah. Ready for tomorrow. I don't know if we're ready, actually. Maybe I lied. Got to practice, so maybe do that happy hour after this.
You'll be riding that Dente over at Iowa tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll be trying. I know had a little setback there at Darlington and ran our way through the field at the Glen, so hopefully get us another podium tomorrow and be feeling pretty good. All
right, bud. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.
Yep, you too.
Garrett Wolfenbarger bringing it home MP3. Let's go ahead and run through our final results from... I already forgot where we are. That's how my brain's working that day. It's bad. Anyway, let's pull up the results and figure it out. There you go. Lucas Lloyd's Measure winner. Brad Wilson, Garrett Wolfenbarger, your top 3 here at Las Vegas. Nick Cooper, Casey Graves, Ian Montrose, Travis Martin, Ethan Evers, Hayden Lowell, and Cliff Mullins round out your top 10. Then you have Jeff Price, Jeremy Scherer, Dave Hoytsler, Ryan File, Daniel Wallen, Brantley Bryant, Matt Benke, Jay Wench, Jake Lawrence, and Dalton Hayes. Your top 20. The final handful of cars kind of had some trouble tonight. Scott Elston, Blake Giglio, Kenny Frisbee, and Dakota Lee. Dakota didn't even get out on the racetrack. That car having some issues. So 23 cars completed the race, and holy crap, look at Ryan File's AR right there. That's great. Anyway, let's go ahead and run through our sponsors and get the bills paid. Wild Horse Broadcasting puts on our series every Monday night for ARCA. Wannagoon started us off tonight with our Dirt Late models over in the Dirt series. That was a lot of fun. Then Arc Music does our Xfinity series here. 712 Brakes puts on our Cup series in the Next Gens tomorrow night. We'll be running Iowa there, so check in on us for that. Then we head on over Thursdays to the Truck Series, and Low Drag Esports putting that on for us. Appreciate them. Fort Worth Screen Printing does our GT3 Series on Friday night. And then we switch to the Super Speedway Series with our friends at Golden Eagle Syrup. Then Evers Fevers Podcast puts on our all-year-long Gen 6 Cup Series on Sunday. So even during the off-season, we'll be running that. Come check that out on Sundays. Then we're giving away diecast. We got 5 diecast we're giving away. At least 5 diecast we're giving away this year. We've already given away 3 of them, so we still got more diecast to give away. Check us out on the Discord at discord.gg/Sidewinder to get in on the diecast giveaways. Thank you guys so very much for being here tonight. We appreciate you. And we'll see you guys in the next event. Until then, been DG for Sidewinder and DG Broadcasting Booth, and we'll see you. Well, all right. That wraps up the YouTube. We get the music back on, hang out, chillax, go through the incidences, get some Linkin Park going.